What's the haps? I'm Morocco and welcome back to WildStar. We are here in a familiar looking place. This is actually where we left off the last walk. So we are going to do another WildStar walk. We're going to go for a stroll. We're going to start our stroll here and we're going to follow this coastline. And we're going to see where it goes, because I have literally no idea where it goes, because we're not supposed to be here. It is the great adventure of life. Which is, yeah. That's what it's all about. That's what this game is all about for me. This is what this game is all about for me now. This is going on adventures to places where the devs didn't really entirely anticipate players being able to get to, but where they actually kind of can get to. I mean, look at the minimap. There's just like a checkerboard pattern where the sea's supposed to be. They didn't put a minimap in here. They did not expect players to get here. I don't think there will be any items or quest content or anything around here or any particular features. But I've said that before and then found stuff, so I found a few places where there was stuff where there just wasn't supposed to be stuff, so I'm looking forward to wandering around here and seeing what we find. If nothing else, it should hopefully be fairly pretty. So, yep, Coast of Celestion, which is not a zone that normally has a coastline. This is Celestion. This right here. Running around here. Big old quest zone. Sort of low level, sort of 10 to 20-ish kind of Orin kind of starting area. It's not starting area, that's the starting area, but 10 to 20-ish low level Orin zone. And also Mordesh zone. And yeah, this is still technically Celestion up here, I guess, and there's a big old island there. I don't know what that's all about. That's a big old island. Yeah, that'd be cool to see. So we're going to follow this coastline. Hopefully the game doesn't throw us out of the zone. And let's see where we go and where we wind up. Because this is not a thing. This is off the map. This is out of bounds. This is an adventure. This is what I would call an adventure. The Celestion coastline. Celestion coastline that nobody ever sees, because Celestion doesn't normally have a coastline. Normally it's like this entirely enclosed kind of crater, really. I think it's mountains around the edges. Kind of a crater kind of job. Reminiscent in many kinds of ways to World of Warcraft's Ungoro crater, and they did another crater in Lich King, and I can't remember what that was called. It was kind of the counterpart to Ungoro crater, and I can't remember what it was called in that one. Someone remind me what that crater was called, because that was also a cool crater. Those were cool craters. I remember Ungoro crater. There were dinosaurs in that crater. I don't think there will be dinosaurs in this crater. I know there aren't dinosaurs in this crater. I've been in this crater. So, yeah. I don't think there'll be any dinosaurs on the coastline either, quite frankly. We can sort of peer over the mountains and see all the cool trees in there. Because, of course, Orin, starting zone, obviously, conveniently they found themselves in a place with a lot of trees, much like their homeland. It's all good. So, I also like the music in the zone. Uh-oh. Whoa. Back off. Oh. Interesting. Is this as far as we go? Oh, entering Everstar Grove. In 4, 3, 2... No, I don't want to! I've changed my mind. We're still on the coastline, that's okay. It's actually oh! That is not what I expected to happen! I thought that would teleport me to there. I really did. Because basically, this zone is kind of in an entirely separate instance to this, really. Here, you can walk through the entire... probably can't do Northern Wilds. I imagine Northern Wilds is instance as well, because then that will connect to Algarok. But Algarok, Celestion, Thade, Galeris, and Whitevale, you can all walk through between each of these zones without any loading screens. They're all connected as all part of the same place. To get from Everstar Grove to Celestion, you have to go through a portal and through a loading screen. I haven't done the human or Granok starting areas, but I think they both start there. I've not played a human or Granok character. I've played a little bit of a Mordesh character, so I've at least seen that you do go to Everstar Grove. I don't know where humans and Mordesh, Granok even come through, so I presume that's Northern Wilds. I presume it's two of each race go through each starting zone. So the two I've seen, I've gone through Everstar Grove twice, basically. And yeah, you go through a portal and wind up at start of Celestion. You kind of connect somewhere around here. I genuinely thought when there was a loading screen there, I thought that was going to take me and throw that there. That's very clever that it allows you to... It just brings you back into the world where you were on the map. there's still kind of that transition and loading screen, as it were. But it's taken me to exactly where I was on the other side of the map, which, to that extent, makes it feel like these zones are connected in some sort of way. When I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It feels like that we should be here, basically. It feels like the devs haven't basically said, no, nobody comes here. You can come here for some reason. For some reason. But why is not abundantly clear. And what is out here is not abundantly clear. Because otherwise, why would there be a loading screen? Why would they bring you to here? Why would they have implemented a system that takes you to here? Why would that even be in place? That's what I'm not kind of grasping in this stage. Surely they would expect, given that Everstar Grove is normally instanced in its own place, they shouldn't sort of expect you to be able to get into Everstar Grove from any other place. So maybe it's intentional that we are allowed to wander around here, and it's just supposed to be like a pleasant little Easter eggy secret for anybody who comes wandering around here. But by the same token, that's an astonishing amount of work for the developers to do to sort of model a buttload of terrain and add foliage and whatnot to it. No quest content, no creatures, no NPCs or anything, but to add at least the environment with the anticipation that a micro-friggin' scopic amount of players would ever even think to come around this way. That's crazy. And also, another thing that I just kind of love about this game, that the devs are just like, yeah, let's just make a world. We're not going to use all the world, but let's make a world. Everybody can see the world. And they've been pretty chill about the whole thing. There are a few places you can't get to, and it's like, okay. A little bit disappointed, if I'm honest, but I think with the right persistence, dedication, and buffs and equipment, yeah, I might be able to figure something out and get to places you couldn't normally. I'm quite certain of it. I've spent quite a lot of time figuring out how to climb onto the walls of Thade. Which I've been a lot more persistent about it than some people. You can get up there and get on the walls. It's pretty cool. Most people kind of give up after a while. I do not! I got onto the walls. I ain't going to show you how to do it today, though, because we have got to climb some rocks around here and see where this goes. I suppose we could touch on the WildStar news, as it were, as we do on these walks. We touch on what's going on. I've got a double prestige event going on. Is it prestige? I always forget. The PvP currency? Yeah, double prestige weekend going on. Kind of perhaps indicative of my relationship with the game, that once upon a time the prestige weekends, double prestige weekends, would kind of bring me back to play at least a little bit for the PvP. I've been out of the loop that I didn't even notice it was happening this time. So yeah. I may do some PvP, I don't know, I'm not really feeling it. A couple random boulders in the water, there's a bunch of rocks out there, quite a lot of rocks out there, what are they all about? This is crazy. Awesome, crazy awesome. And they've also added something in, if we go to the welcome window, live events, there's your double prestige. They've also got signature appreciation is now what they're doing. 3 months of content where you get bonus stuff if you sign up to signature for the next 3 months, basically. If you sign up during October, you get a fancy tall top hat that is very extravagant and glamorous, and a fancy dye to go with it. If you have signature during November, they will give you a mount, and if you have signature during December, they will give you a pet. Okay, they didn't put a lot of effort into designing this terrain anymore. They were just like, just slap some plants there, it'll be right. No, these plants are levitating. You did not plant these plants firmly in the ground. They will wither and die like this. That's not how you plant plants. Can I get around this way? I don't think I can. I'm just concerned that if I go into the water, it'll be like, wait, you're too far out. You can't swim here. I suppose let's find out. I can make it around this coastline, though. It's okay. It's okay. I guess this is the big rock I could see on the map. Is it? Yeah, it is. May have to take a hoverboard out to the big rock. I don't think there's any way, shape, or form I'm going to be able to get up the big rock, but I will take a hoverboard out to it and circumnavigate it. Let's do that. So yeah, you got the signature thing. Clearly they're trying to sort of encourage people to part with a little bit more money, as is the way of any free-to-play title in the world. They're just getting more and more enthusiastic in the way that they're doing it, giving away more and more things and more incentives to part with your money around here. So, yeah, that's to be expected. Whoa, everything just went brown. I guess there's kind of like a zone lighting transition change there that makes everything look different. Okay. Alright, well, let's get on hoverboard and take a gentle cruise out around the rock. Whoa, and then we're back into sunny sunsets as opposed to gloomy sunsets. Sure. We're still gonna hover slowly. There's no rush today. There's no real hurry to go see the sights. We're just gonna go see the sights on a slow cruise. A slow cruise out across the ocean. And we charge a lot of money for the privilege. No, you won't. You will be if you get signature. Or you will be charged some money for signature, at any rate. It's up to you whether it is worth it or not. Not playing the game, I'm probably not going to find it worth it, to be honest. I still feel that for every... Hey, there's a weird seam in the light in the skybox there. See, I'm seeing the cracks when we come this far out of the normal play zone. You start to see the cracks in the world. Huh. Yeah. The one thing I will always say about free-to-play titles is that the best way for you to part me from my money is to engage me in the game. As long as your rewards are sort of semi-decent, I'm not just going to part with my money just because the rewards were decent. I got to be engaged in the game as well. And there's a lot of stuff in WildStar I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool. I could, would, might very possibly buy it. Signature might well be worth my money if I were playing this game on a daily basis. And I'm not. I'm playing it once a month to try and find something cool and interesting, like this rock, which that does look like I was falling off my hoverboard then. That was concerning. So yeah. If there was something in WildStar that genuinely had me coming back on a daily basis, and there just isn't. There really isn't. But if there was, I could see me parting with money for cool hats and dyes and things in the signature. Can we get up here on a hoverboard? Can I... maybe I could if I was going a little bit faster. Or... different slope. No. Can we use my jetpack jump? Come on. Get as high as you can. High as you can. Double jump. Jetpack jump. No! Okay, let's get back on the hoverboard. That was a good effort. It was all for naught. If there's a shallower bit that I can get up somewhere. I felt like that was a good effort at getting up the hill, though. Some cool stuff going on over there. Yeah, cool coastline. I don't know why it's here. Other than, I guess, the place needs to have a coastline. This seems pretty shallow. I might be able to get up this side. Relatively shallow. Can we get up here? Double jump, jetpack jump. Can I stand on this? It feels like I might be able to... No. Okay. I was hoping I might be able to get another jetpack jump out, but cooldown on things just a little longer than necessary to be able to pull off stuff like that. Oh well. Onwards, back to the shore, I suppose. So, yeah, WildStar. Please make some content that I can come back and play on a daily basis and not burn out of within 2 weeks. Because, you know, Arc Terror was cool and all, but it's still just, hey, here's a bunch of daily stuff. Do the daily stuff until your reputation is maximum and you can buy all of the cool things and have acquired enough currency to buy all the things, and then you have run out of content again. No, it needs to be content that keeps on giving. Content that is a lot of fun to do consistently over a long period of time. That takes a while to work towards some rewards, but the rewards should be, you know, pretty cool and worth it. That's where we need to be on content. And accessible in solo or pretty readily accessible to sort of pug groups, as it were. Some sort of group finding or very readily accessible groups. Arc Terror was alright early on, because it's like, there's a bunch of like 20-man stuff, but people just like would gravitate towards the 20-man stuff, and you just assume it's like, hey, there's like 30 people just standing around this boss. Should everybody just kind of kill it now? Yep, okay, boss is dead. Here, have amazing loot, everyone. And then there was just that the kind of the impromptu dungeon thing. There was, which like, yeah, this is supposed to be for a group of. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like 5. How many person content was it? I don't think it was 5-man content. It may have been 20-man content. Because even with a whole bunch of people in that room, it still took a while to kill some of those bosses. They had a lot of health, and they were on a timer. But it was kind of just an open dungeon that anybody who walked through the door could just jump in on the fight and take part and claim loot and contribute to the team thing. Why am I still on my hoverboard? I don't need to be on my hoverboard anymore. So that was a really cool dungeon. I'm actually, you know what, I'm well on board with that kind of thing. Assuming you can get the players together to do that sort of thing and execute it well, I like that. Just sort of the drop-in, drop-out raids. Just like, here, giant global raid. It still requires some coordination, still requires some skill, still requires people to not stand in the fire, and still requires a whole bunch of people to be there to do it. But everybody who gets involved gets rewards, and yeah, it's just like, big open door. Hey, who wants to raid today? Turn up to that. The problem with that is just coordinating people to do it. And the way Arcterra did it, obviously, was every 2 or 3 hours, kick off kind of a big event that's like, oh my god, here's a kind of a setup part of it that requires 3 to 5 people to roam around and kill a few mini-bosses, and once those mini-bosses are dead, door opens, here, have at your raid. And, you know, lots of notifications go up to tell everybody, hey, the guys have killed 1 boss. Hey, these guys have killed 2 bosses. Hey, these guys have killed 3, 4, 5 bosses. Hey, the door's open now. And suddenly everybody's like, oh, maybe I should go drop in on that. So something like that, where it's like, hey, everybody, by the way, there's a raid going down. Yeah, it's actually pretty accessible as far as raids go. Yeah, you can just kind of join in. It's cool. Come on, come along, have a good time. That's actually genuinely good content. That's really good content. But yeah, more of that. I mean, the problem with Arcterra is that everybody got bored of grinding the dailies. It was fun for a while. It was pretty novel, but everybody kind of soon burned out of it and was like, there are very few people in this zone anymore. I can't get together a group to kill 20-man stuff particularly easily anymore. And Lord knows there's not enough people gathering up to do these raid things anymore. So unfortunately kind of died a little bit of a death. So unless you're wanting to do the, at most, 3, maybe 5-man stuff, you're kind of out of luck, unfortunately. To be fair, I haven't been there in a couple months now, I guess, so Lord knows what it's like now. Maybe not that great. Hard to say. Oh, Lord, you know what? Everstar Grove actually did have a coastline, didn't it? Celestion didn't really have an obvious coastline, but Everstar Grove did. This bit, if I can get to here, this bit was an island you could get to. No, wait, no, this. No, this was an island you could get to in Everstar Grove. I think that one, probably that one. So if you just followed the coastline around, you would eventually wind up there. That would be a long trek. It's taken me 20 minutes to get from here to here. I guess if I was running it, we'd probably be there by now, but I'm walking it, so no, I don't want a content finder. So yeah, that's that. It's an interesting journey. I will probably finish the journey once I've stopped recording this. I will probably still continue to finish the journey because I just want to. I do kind of want to wind up back at Everstar Grove for like no reason. And I guess that probably explains why they connected this to Celestion with the instance, which then technically you can't actually get into Celestion this way. You just kind of wind up in Algarock, which is just really weird. That would be a strange one, because then you'd essentially end up doing Algarock as a starting zone instead of Celestion if you sort of skip from Everstar Grove to Algarock. Although you'd probably be too low level to actually do it effectively. And you would have missed a good chunk of story stuff, because there's a lot of sort of narrative stuff early on gets set up in Everstar Grove. There's a lot of stuff with the Queen and whatnot, and the battle with the Dominion. All of this is kind of... It's all kind of... A lot of that's kind of dealt with in the Everstar Grove zone. So you'd be kind of skipping a bit of that. But yeah, I guess the literal fact that you can just walk around the coastline from... There's a tiny, tiny bit of questing that takes place on the shoreline. And that's it. There's like one explore objective and one kind of, I think maybe 1 or 2 kill some stuff quests. and it's kind of on the beach. And I guess if you carried on following it, you would kind of wind up here. Eventually. Or probably faster than you would if you were to go this way, because I'm walking it, but you know what I mean. It's a very pretty zone anyway. And that's all I care about. Find pretty things that nobody ever saw before. Let us talk just uno momento, or for a few mementos. Hey, this rock's kind of like a turtle. It's turtle rock. That's not what I wanted to talk about, but it is turtle rock. Eee, turtle rock. Okay, I need a picture of turtle rock. Turtle rock's cool. Can I / wave or cheer? I don't know if I typed cheer there. Uh-oh. Hey! Okay, cool. I got my screenshot. That's good. Right. Onwards. On beyond Turtle Rock. Yeah, the Button Mash event that we had last weekend. The Button Mash Gathering, as it was titled. Button Mash 14, as it was internally titled. We've just been numbering them up till now. We really need to get in the habit of giving them more interesting titles than just numbering them. Nobody else cares about the numbers. Button Mash 14 happened. It was Pokemon themed. It was because we were trying to cash in on Pokemon Go, frankly. That was a good show, actually. I think a lot of people really enjoyed that. We got a lot of new faces. We probably marketed it a bit better than we have done previous events. We kind of got involved with some other people's gaming events in the local area over the last couple of months or so. And I think I got a few more eyeballs on who we were and what we're doing, and people sort of knew about us this time. And a lot of people probably saw a flyer that had Pokemon all over it and went, oh my god, I'm into Pokemon at the minute because there's a really popular Pokemon mobile game that everybody's playing. So that probably got a lot of attention. So yeah, got 120 people turned out, which is I think that may well be the best turnout we've ever had. Every single time anyone at Button Mash says that's our best ever turnout, there's always a caveat. The caveat is that the records, or the lack of existence of records, the verbal records passed down through generations of Button Mash staff, through the eons, left in myths and legends, spoken only of in verse, and passed from ancestor to ancestor, from tribal chieftain to the young of the tribe, say that the Button Mash won 5 years ago, for which we did not keep accurate records because it was the first ever thing we'd done, and it was very impromptu, and we didn't market it, and we were just kind of winging it because it was the first ever one we did. Button Mash won. Apparently, we got 135 people through the door, but we have no accurate record keeping to suggest that that may or may not be true, and I feel like that's very, very unlikely and inaccurate. I was like, every time we get a good number of people and the building's full of people and it's great and it's fantastic and we're like, yeah, this building's packed. We probably couldn't get a whole heck of a lot more people in here. This is really good. This is a fantastic turnout. 120 people was a fantastic turnout. 135, you're verging on this is too many people. So I can't envision 135 people did come in. But, yeah, best turnout since records began at Button Mash, at any rate. Which is actually all the more impressive when you consider that actually they've started charging us more for the building, so we actually had to start charging people in this time, as opposed to in the past we've always done a humble bundle style pay what you want model, and everybody's always been like, oh, that's really cool, we like that you're doing that. So people who don't have, some people who are like less well off are just like, oh, I've only got £1, and I'm like, that's fine, pay us £1, you can come in and play our video games. And other people who are like, you guys are doing a fantastic job, I love what you're doing, here's £10. We're like, well, thank you very much, that's very generous and much appreciated. In this instance, we just were like, yeah, we're going to have to charge everybody in. There were a few slightly disappointed faces, but I think most people kind of understood that it's like, yeah, we actually do have bills to pay for renting this building out, and we have, under a pay-what-you-want model, struggled to pay them, so we do have to charge people in, unfortunately. It does allow us to reinvest in things and make things awesome in the future, though. Money makes the world go round, and money makes awesome things happen, and mostly what we want to do with money is make awesome things happen, so I hope folks will understand that it's all worthwhile in the end. We don't make anywhere near enough money for us to go, hey, let's pay all of our staff. Everybody who's involved in this, you're going to get paid now. Congratulations on having a second wage. It's really not it. We put a lot of our own money into these things, and at the end of the day, most of the money we make still just goes back into the event. We're just like, okay, let's buy more awesome things. Let's buy more games consoles to bring to the people. Let's buy more tabletop games to bring to the people. Let us... Why does this tree have a weird stand going on? Or does that just grow weird? It's a weird shaped tree. Yeah, and we can also market it so it gets to a bigger audience and more people can know about us and we can grow. It's awesome. That's why I like running Button Mash. People love it and we love running it. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. So... I mean, I play very, very few games at Button Mashed, quite frankly, but it's just a fantastic atmosphere and a fantastic place to be, and it's the people that turn up that make it so. If they did not turn up, it would just be an empty building full of video games consoles, and it would be less fun, to be honest. So, the people that make Button Mash, they really are, and we thank everybody for it. That is a big-ass moon. Is that far side? I presume it is. It doesn't look that far, to be fair, at this point. Are there any other moons? That doesn't seem, you know, gravitationally possible. I feel like that would cause some issues. There may be tidal problems with this. And probably some, you know, sort of geological, seismological, structural issues. Tectonic, that's the scale we're talking. Tectonic issues. Yeah. That would probably drag a few continents apart. That's a problematic moon. That's some Legend of Zelda, hey, has anybody got the right mask to fix the job kind of thing. It's like, can we just rewind 3 days here? Because I kind of feel like somebody probably should rewind it 3 days. All it needs is a big angry face. Dawn of the final day. 24 hours remain. Where the devil are we in Everstar Grove? We are just going around the Horn, the Cape. The Cape of Good Hope. No, that's a place that exists. The Cape of okay hope. Some hope. Slight hope. The Cape of we hope we beat the Dominion in this war. That's what this is. I know I could follow the coastline, but I'm feeling lazy. I just want to swim across the Gulf. The Gulf where I was just swimming at a weird angle. Okay, I thought I was being dragged out to sea there. The current would suggest I'm being swept in, though. The water's all kind of moving inwards. Yeah, I think I'm slowly drifting back to shore, which is fine. I kind of want to be able to drift back to shore. I'm aiming for the shore here. It's okay. So, maybe on the Cape is where we leave this, to be honest. Maybe this is where we stop. Because we've been at this about half an hour. It's probably going to take me another half hour, or at least 20 minutes, to get back down to existence. So, you know, it's probably not... I'm probably going to run out of things to say within the next 20 minutes. Button Mesh was the only noteworthy thing that's happened this month. I talked about WildStar some more. I've complained about WildStar some more. I should probably note, I normally talk about other MMOs as well, don't I? Pirates of the Burning Sea, I tried to cover that this month. I wanted to do that for International Talk Like a Pirate Day, I really did. I actually straight up couldn't get that game to record properly. I don't know what the issue was. It just kept breaking every time I tried to record. I still would love to, I overshot that. I still would love to cover Pirates of the Burning Sea, and I'm going to have another go probably this week. Valhalla ends, spoiler alert, tomorrow, if you couldn't tell from, you know, the tone of the series. So yeah, Valhalla actually ends tomorrow, which means I'm going to need more video content on my channel. You can always tell when I've just finished a series, because the actual... Oh, that's the wrong button, wasn't it? It's that button I need. Because I always start doing a lot more critique whenever I finish a major series on my channel, or significant series. Hey, I got sparklies! That's my trinket. My trinket makes me go sparkly. So I need another major series, or I'm just going to do lots of reviews and indie insights for the next week or two until I figure out what the heck I want to play on the channel. which is fine by me, and some of that content I suppose could be MMO content, and I think as part of that maybe I should take a look at Pirates of the Burning Sea, if I can. I would love to. It's a game I want to share with you guys. If you have any other MMOs, or have any other MMOs on your radar coming out in the near future that you'd like me to take a look at, please throw them my way as well. As always, topics, comments, questions, things that you want to hear me talk about on this show, give me things to talk about next time, is always useful, otherwise I struggle to find things to talk about. Yet, you know, and people give me questions every single week in Spiral Spiel. I've had little to nothing in WildStar Walks. You're disappointing me these days, unfortunately, on the question front. I keep having to scrape things together, like talking about how much MMOs need to engage their player base better than they're currently doing. This is quite a pretty shot, actually. I like this. We got the golden hour going on here, actually. I kind of want a screenshot of that. Then we do the usual selfies. So, there we go. Actually, I quite like that one. That was a good shot. That's a good one. So I think we shall leave that there. So thank you very much for watching. I have been Moroka. This has been WildStar Walks in Celestion and Everstar Grove. I hadn't quite anticipated hitting Everstar Grove as well, but there we go. That's how these things go when we go on a random adventure. I will see you next time.